welcome to another edition of the Unicorns podcast. This is a podcast series featuring business leaders, motivators, innovators, and general go-getters. Well, today on the Unicorns, we're talking home loans, interest rates, mortgage brokers, and the Australian housing market. It's an interesting time in the market. There's a lot of speculation about the future direction of interest rates. A big decision from the RBA is coming next Tuesday, and there's general unease in the broader property market, especially with inflation running high. Carl Hammerschmidt is the CEO of Joust. Joust is an online, real-time home loan marketplace, seemingly going from strength to strength. And I'm keen to hear more. Carl, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Justin. Great to be here.
So Joust, great name, by the way. How long have you been in the hot seat of Joust?
I've been at Joust now for about 2.5 years, and I guess in that time we've really invested hard in the business in taking it to market, both from a consumer perspective and also from a lender perspective. Joust is a classic two-sided marketplace. It allows Australians to put their mortgage on the market. In the same way that other marketplaces work, around real estate or around, handyman jobs or trade services or whatever. Joust connects consumers who want a new home loan with the right lenders. And as you said, we work on deep data insights and real-time bidding from lenders to customers.
So let's get into the details. How exactly does Joust work?
So Joust is, we've got two products on our platform, and both of those products serve, what we see as being separate use cases from a consumer. We're here to make sure that the right home loan is offered to the right consumer at exactly the right time. And I guess we're here to, disrupt that sort of price discovery customer journey that everyone sees on the internet, right? I mean, 9 out of 10 Australians now search for their home loan on the internet. It's the channel of choice, with regards to how people discover home loans, how people discover pricing, how people connect with lenders, and it's the channel that people want to be able to, be sure that they're getting in touch with the right lender. At the moment, it's a really confusing, onerous process for a consumer to go through. You've got all the comparison sites, you've got all the mortgage brokers, you've got all of the lenders, you've got all the new digital lenders coming in, and it's really difficult for consumers to be able to find a home loan that they know is suited to their particular the borrowing requirements. So the way Joust works is that we'll capture up to 20 data points or information points about a person's home loan needs and about their personal finances, and then the platform will connect the customer in real time with the right home loan and the right lender that fits that particular profile.
So if I'm a homeowner and I'm looking to refinance, what is the workflow that I go through as that, tire kicking exercise where I think, well, maybe I need to look at a sharper rate or, different terms, more flexibility? What are sort of the, what's the process that I go through to get out of the other end?
Sure. So, I mean, the way you might do it currently, Justin, is you'll go around all the different comparison sites. You'll look at the rate. You'll look at the rate tables. You'll see HSBC at 1.98 at the top of the table. You'll inquire about that because that looks like a really sharp rate. You'll have no idea whether you qualify for that, whether that product's right for your profile, whether it suits your particular needs. A couple of days later, the lender will get back and say, look, sorry, Justin, you don't qualify for this, but how about this, this, and this? There's a lot of unmet expectations. You're going down rabbit holes, and it's a generally poor customer experience for you to understand the details around one of the biggest financial decisions you're going to make in your life. So the way it works with Joust is, as I said, we've got two products. Our first one is called Joust Live Auction, which it's a classic reverse auction scenario. So you'll come into our platform and you'll enter, as I said, up to 20 data points around your, some demographic information, then also, I guess, some financial information, the size of the loan you're looking for, the property
income, spending,
exactly.
Yep.
And then based on that information, then the lenders, the panel of lenders that we have on our platform will be able to bid for your business in real time. So they, and lenders who are on there are able to, choose the types of customers they want to see, because obviously lenders specialise in different types of customer profiles. So they'll be able to filter the type, the specifically the customers that your profile fits. So once you've put your auction live, you'll start getting bids from lenders, and then you can start to assess all of those different products that come online. You'll get the bids in real time. We'll notify you when the bids come in, and you can lean in and engage with the lender to find out more about the product and the different features that it's got. So working that way,
and presumably the lenders are underbidding each other, trying to win your business.
Absolutely. It's a transparent, competitive process whereby the lenders are leaning in to get your business. So that, firstly, because of the information you put into the platform, that the loans that you're being offered suit your particular profile and suit your particular circumstances. And you also know that because the lenders are competing with each other to win your business, that you're getting the sharpest rates you can. So I guess it really puts the power into the hands of the consumer, rather than the other way around, where you're generally going to your bank manager or going to different lenders to ask what they've got for you. So
what have you got?
It turns the process on its head, and it puts the power into the hands of the consumer.
And how long, Carl, does that auction process normally last?
So the customer can set their auction for 1 to 3 days. If the use case for live
doesn't
auction
drag out for weeks, right?
No, exactly right. Yes. I mean, the lenders are compelled to get back to you immediately. If they want to win your business, they not only have to have sharp rates and sharp prices and the right home loan products that that suit your profile. They also have to have good service levels, right? So that the lenders that are on the platform know that they need to be proactive. They know they need to be, engaged. And, as I said, the consumer can set their auction for 1 to 3 days, depending on how long you'd like to run the process and depending on how engaged you'd like to get into that process. Then at the end of the auction, you're able to declare the winner of the auction.
It's over. I've found my. I found, and is that rate from that lender offering whatever rate it is that then binding? There's no wiggle room, or sorry, I didn't quite have authorization. Is that there's certainty around that initial rate that you're offered?
The data that the customers put in, and I guess the offers that the lenders put forward are indicative. Obviously, you still need to go through the verification process.
Yes, okay.
In application with the lender, because in the name of responsible lending, that's that's how it's got to work. But that if you've put in accurate information, you'll be sure that the products and the rates that you're getting back are the products and the rates that you're eligible for, and that you will that you satisfy. So from that sense, it really cuts down time, it cuts down uncertainty, and it really makes the process a whole lot simpler and easier for the consumer.
And what sort of lenders are on your panel? Because everyone says, "Oh, we've got all the lenders. We've got we've got 80, 100 lenders." I'm keen to know some details of the lenders that Joust is working with.
Sure. So we look at Joust as an open marketplace, right? So we'll work with all the different, I guess, direct lenders, intermediaries, brokers, neobanks, digital lenders, online brokers, and so on. So, we see we're a broad church, and we're we're I guess the beauty of our platform is that we work with the full breadth of the market. So we've got mortgage brokers on the platform. We've got as I said, direct lenders, sort of traditional banks, mid-tier banks. We've got, credit unions, mutuals. We've got
The lot.
non-bank
Yeah. Okay.
lenders, the lot.
Yeah.
We've got, the full breadth of lending partners. And the beauty of working across, both the broker channel and also the direct lender channel means that we're able to offer up to 90% of the home loans that are available on the Australian market.
Right.
Which
Okay.
is, we believe is the breadth and depth of of home loan products that no one else in this space can really offer.
And is it true that Joust could cater for obviously people of all circumstances, where if you're a salaried employee with a regular monthly income, you might fit into one basket, but if you're a self-employed tradie where your income's a little bit lumpy, obviously home loans are a little bit different there. So do you cater for all aspects of the mortgage world?
Absolutely. We, as I said before, we see ourselves as an open marketplace, and the beauty of, the beauty of the platform and having that breadth of home loan products and breadth of lenders on the platform means that it can cater to all the different home loan requirements that are out there and all the different profiles that people might have. I know there are lenders that specialise in self-employed. There are lenders that specialise in those particular circumstances. There are lenders which specialise in the high end of the market as well. And so I guess the beauty of the platform is the data that we capture and the way that the platform then allows the lenders to select the types of consumers that they can bid for and lean into and compete for means that as I said, we're getting the right products to the right customers. We're able to to cover the breadth of the market, both in terms of consumer requirements and also the home loans available.
I like the fact that you put the customers through that process first, so you're verifying them. It's a curated experience, so at the end of the funnel that this is it's verified, the
Yep.
facts are real, and I imagine both the customers and the lenders appreciate that.
Absolutely, this is the value proposition for lenders is that the digital environment is equally, onerous for them to be able to build a portfolio of borrowers and be able to manage risk effectively, right? Because
Yeah.
so particularly for the broking segment, the Joust platform allows them to target the types of customers that they really want to build their business with. As I said, it allows them to filter customers by, they might specialise in, Eastern Seaboard customers, or they might, be based in WA. Based on that, they can filter the types of customers that they want to see, and they can target that specific cohort, which means that the customer acquisition for their, process for their business is much more effective, and they're able to, really fine tune the way that they target the types of consumers that they can build their business with.
So I was going to ask about it. No doubt the customers would probably like it in the sense that you've got all of these lenders competing for their business and trying to outbid each other with better services, better rates. What do the brokers think of the live auction functionality?
Oh, look, once again, for a broker business that's looking to grow their pipeline, that's looking to grow their grow their business, potentially bring on new lenders, potentially scale up. It's a really, really strong way for them to be able to target customers, to be able to build that pipeline, and to be able to get, surety around that their business growth and business development over time. As with all markets, the lending market can be lumpy. You go through feast and famine at times. The industry has been going through a feast in the last couple of years, but brokers also need to plan for the times where it's a little bit leaner, and they need to make sure that they've got that strong pipeline of borrowers coming through, and they need to make sure that they've acquired those customers in a really cost-effective, really targeted way. So, a platform like Joust, really allows them to do that, and to manage their pipeline effectively to meet their business requirements. Right? If they want to build and scale and invest, then they can be assured that they're able to target the types of customers that they need to do that.
I'm talking with Carl Hammerschmidt, the CEO of Joust. Carl, is there anyone else in the market offering this reverse auction that Joust is offering?
No, not currently. We believe that Joust is a really unique proposition from that perspective. We think it's it's the only platform that offers live and dynamic pricing for consumers, and it's the only platform that, I guess, as I said before, turns the customer experience on its head, where you have lenders competing for your business and leaning in to engage with you in a way that you know that what you're being shown is relevant for your borrowing criteria and your borrowing needs. The other platform the other product that I referred to earlier that we've got as part of the platform is what we call Joust Instant Match. And
Yes, I'm keen to know about that. What is instant match?
So the use case there is really for a customer who immediately wants to understand what home loans are out there that meet their particular requirements. So it's for a customer that wants to do a quick search and get up to 3 products that they know fits their broadly fits their profile, and get connected to a lender straight away. So I guess the onboarding or the workflow for Joust Instant Match is that, once again, the consumer comes on board. It's a cut down version of the data entry process. We capture around 10 data points. We do a quick SMS verification to make sure that it's a real person and that no one's receiving spam and such. And then we immediately connect that consumer with the 3 home loans. We immediately return searches. We call the lender leaderboard of the 3 products that are the most suited to that particular profile. And once again, that search query is run across the thousands of home loan products that we've got in our database, and so the consumer knows that it's a fulsome and really robust search across the market, and a view of the home loans that suit their needs. So the consumer will immediately get connected with 3 lenders. They'll have they might have Broker A with a CBA product. They might have Macquarie Bank, with their product, and they might have, Broker Z with another product. And
it's a bit of a mix, and you leave it up to them to decide, obviously.
Absolutely, and those 3 lenders will know that your profile meets their criteria. They'll be immediately notified that you're looking for a loan, on that basis, and they'll lean in and be in touch with you immediately. And what we see as being, I guess, the real benefit of being connected with up to 3 lenders is that, once again, they know that they're competing for your business, right? So they have to be sharp. They have to lean in and make sure that
on their game.
Make sure that their service levels, make sure that their product offering, and make sure that their engagement with you as a customer is as you said, on its game, because they've got 2 other lenders to win out, to beat to your business. So we really see, I guess, that, as I said, that instant match experience as being a great alternative for the consumer to, as I said, that comparison site
experience. Yes,
where what you're seeing on the rate tables and what you're seeing at the top of the leaderboards there is basically the lenders.
Can be vastly different.
Well, yeah, and it's what the lenders have paid for, right? So what you're seeing at the top is the lenders that have paid the most to the comparison site to be displayed there. The loans that you're getting and the lenders that you're getting exposure to through Joust Instant Match are the ones that best suit your particular profile.
So if you wind the clock back, say 10 years, I would presume a lot or a majority of the mortgages being written in Australia would be through the big 4, the major lenders, the bricks and mortar lenders. But obviously that has changed with the advent of the internet, online sites, startups. What are you seeing with respect to the mix of loans that are being written, Carl, between the big 4, the majors, who would have had 85%, maybe 90%, to today? What's your anecdotal evidence?
Look, the big 4 are still hugely dominant in terms of, I guess, the market share and the loans that get written. I think off the
Mm-hmm.
top of my head that they're still around 70 to 80%. But I think it's becoming a really disrupted market, and it's a market which is ripe for disruption. And as you said, there are firstly, there is, I guess, the huge shift towards, the broker channel. Brokers are now 60 to 65% of the way that home loans get written in Australia now, as opposed to direct to lender.
Yes.
Their panel of lenders are literally in the hundreds. Right, that they're able to offer,
Mm.
and in that mix, they'll have, as you said, I guess all of the new non-bank lenders that are coming into the market, all of the new digital banks and digital, the neobanks and the digital lenders that are coming into the market, and I guess a lot of the what they call the white label products from the broking aggregators as well. So there is a much more diverse array of products than ever before for consumers to be able to choose through, and you're starting to see that shift away from the big four into some of that more diversified product set. And we can see it happening through the platform. Quite often consumers will want to go with a big four product because they trust the brand, they know the brand, they feel safe with it.
Yes. Yes.
But also similarly, a lot of consumers are driven by rate, or driven by service level, or driven by a number of other features,
Flexibility or
flexibility,
whatever. Yeah.
exactly. And we'll see them, moving towards, I guess, some of those non-traditional lenders, if you like to call it that.
So, in terms of what Joust brings to the market, are you also catering for, obviously, for refinancing? But are you seeing some first home buyers coming through the platform as well?
Yes. So look, and it's fascinating to see the way that, I guess, the consumer demand moves based on, I guess, the broader economic environment. With the first home buyer schemes that have been out there in the market, we have seen a surge of of new first home buyers. We've seen a surge of build, and I guess a surge in buy style loans as well. But I think most recently with the really uncertain environment which we've got coming down the pipe, we're starting to see that really strong shift towards refinance. People, I guess, as you mentioned before, with the inflationary pressures, the cost of living pressures, the looming rate rises, it's all anyone's talking about at the moment, and we're seeing that behaviour come through in consumers. They're looking to see what sharper deals that they can get. They're really starting to pay attention to the I guess the dollars and the cents when it comes to their repayments. Particularly when
So based on that, because there has been a lot of speculation about the future direction of interest rates, inflation. The inflation figures this week hit 5.1%. I think that caught a lot of people by surprise, and it's really only over the last, say, 2 to 3 months that the economic headwinds have surfaced, and a lot, it's reached that sort of punter level where people are now actively talking about a shift in the housing market. So what are you seeing, Carl, through the inquiries, the inbound inflow work through Joust that can point to some trends in the market?
Look, I think we as I said, we're really seeing that shift towards refinance, where people are looking to
Mm.
see if they can lock in, I guess that the historically low rates that they can for as long as possible. To really start to really put a cap on, I guess, their expenditure levels over the next couple of years as we move into a very uncertain period. I guess what we're seeing is also what we think signs of, I guess, what you'd call mortgage stress or financial stress as well,
Mm.
and people trying to head that off in advance through those refinance actions. I think we work with a business called Digital Finance Analytics, and they've got a lot of
Yes.
data that we share with we share data across the businesses and analyse the market. And according to their data, there's already 40% of mortgage households which you could really define as in mortgage stress or in financial stress, and that's that's a lot of households. And then if you look at adding another, say, 0.5% interest rate rise, on that, you're potentially adding up to another 150,000 households that could be impacted, by that mortgage stress. And that means that that they're either under duress in managing their current payments, or that they're actually behind in their payments. So that's they're quite stark trends, and I guess
Yes.
they're really quite worrying indicators. I guess this early in the cycle.
Do you think that there has generally been, certainly in Australia, a set and forget mentality around their mortgages? I've got a loan, I don't like it, but it's there, and there's not a lot of general interest in switching because of the burdensome paperwork and all of the rigmarole that goes into actually refinancing. Certainly, that's been there in the past. What are you seeing there? Do you think that we still have largely a set and forget mentality, or are people more actively thinking, no, I need to be shaking things up and getting more out of my lender?
Oh, look, absolutely. I mean, I think the whole principle of Joust being founded was to, I guess, help consumers get through that what we call customer inertia, right? Home loans, applying for a new mortgage, as I said, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make. Once you make it, because it's so difficult, because it's so onerous, because it's so confusing, the tendency is to just put it in the bottom drawer, right? And
I've done that.
look, and it's like I guess the purpose of Joust is to make it simpler, to make it easier, and to make it, I guess, provide a lot less friction in that, in that experience of looking at your home loan, challenging your current lender, seeing what's out there, and potentially shifting if you think you can get a better deal. We're all about, I guess, reducing the friction and bringing down the customer inertia in that, making it easier, making it simpler, and and really driving them to seek a better deal. I mean, for many years, the RBA and the Treasurer have referred to, I guess, what they call the loyalty tax, right? And
Yes, yes,
that's the
spot on.
that's the amount of excess mortgage repayments that consumers are paying to the banks, because, which is the differential on I guess the deal that they should be getting, or the differential on the amount that they should be paying, and that's literally in the trillions of dollars a year. I mean, if you look at
Scary.
yeah, I mean, at the bottom of the rate cycle, if you looked at I guess loans that were over 4 years old, they're potentially paying up to half, between 0.5% and 1% more than they potentially should be. That's tens of thousands of dollars over over a year potentially, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars over the life of a loan.
I was going to ask that. So the life of a loan, whatever it is, 30 years, 25 years, um, what's your rule of thumb, if there is one? And obviously not stepping into financial advice here, but how often should people be actively shaking up their home loans and looking at what else is out there? Is it every couple of years? Is it every 5 years? Have you got any thoughts on that?
Oh, look, I think particularly in this volatile market, I think it would be wise to go back and see what's out there and see what offers you can get every couple of years.
Mm,
Like with anything else, there's no harm in keeping your current lender or your current supplier on their toes.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, it works like any other financial transaction that you might want to undertake. You want to make sure that you're getting the best price and the best deal, and there are literally thousands of home loan products out there, and to make sure that you're getting the right one. It does take a lot of work, and it takes a fair bit of application. And as I said, Joust is there to make that simpler and make it easier. And I think in the future, as I guess the open banking system starts to come online, whereby consumers can potentially have lenders, can opt in to have lenders share their financial data
Mm,
between them. That'll bring down the friction even further.
yes.
That'll make it much easier for consumers to be able to move between lenders. It'll make it much easier for consumers to be able to swap financial service providers in general. And in that scenario, there's no reason why a consumer wouldn't be looking to shift every 18 months or so potentially if they can get a better deal.
So obviously, the area in which you're operating, the Joust is operating, it's a very competitive landscape. You've got the big banks, you've got, as you've mentioned, you've got the comparison sites, you've got the marketplaces. So where are you looking in with respect to Joust's future? What's the blue sky, Carl? Where would you like to take the business, and what are some of the future plans to how to create a genuine point of difference in the market?
Yeah, look, I think on that point of difference piece, as I was saying before, I guess we see ourselves as just disrupting that either that customer journey that goes to the comparison sites and then gets lost in amongst a whole lot of products that they don't know that they qualify for, or I guess providing an alternative to going individually to a whole bunch of direct lenders without any view on whether the rates that you're being offered and the products that you're being offered are the best you can get. As I said, we see ourselves being able to provide not only really deep insights on a customer and the type of home loan that they can potentially qualify for, but also the breadth of the market, right? So if you look at some of the online lenders or the online broking businesses, they are able to offer consumers products based on quite a deep view of their financial profile, but they're limited by the banks that they work with, or they're limited by the aggregator panels. They're only really able to offer maybe 20 to 30 to 40% of the home loans on the Australian market. With Joust, our vision for the business is that any borrower can access, as I said, up to 90% of the home loans that are on the Australian market. And no matter what your profile, if you're eligible for a home loan, you should be able to find something that's suitable for your particular needs. And so, in that sense, we do see ourselves as kind of in the future as the go-to marketplace for Australians when they think about sourcing a new home loan. In much the same way that you've got the big marketplaces for real estate, or buying cars, or whatever else. We think that Joust has the potential to be able to provide that scale and provide that service, and as I said, be the go-to destination for Australians when they think about sourcing a new home loan.
Fantastic to catch up with you today, Carl. Remember the name, folks, Joust. It is the leading marketplace for home loans in Australia, and certainly a company to watch in the future. Carl, all the best, and we'll watch that space with much interest, particularly next Tuesday with the pressure on the RBA to see what they do. Thanks for coming onto the show, and all the very best.
It's a pleasure being here. Thanks very much for the time, Justin.